Good morning everyone, this is Travalgar Vallertine. How's it going today? Today I want to continue my small claw drawing, my awesome custom card I'm designing. I'm just doing it piece by piece, just to show you the process of its construction initially. Well, some of it might become useful, you never know. So last time I did the lights and grille at the front. Now I want to do the front bumper, which is covered in a few spikes. It's got a bit of colour here and there, and a bit more shadow. It's a bit more complicated, but yeah, let's go for it. Now the previous picture I had behind it, I just did the outline in pencil just so I've got an idea, but this is what the initial sketch is, so I'm just going to be doing this front bit, but much more neater. That's just a rough bit of paper. Okay, so what I want to do first is just I want to identify the location of all the different spikes, and that's by doing a little bit of shadow just underneath it with a black pen. And I say underneath it, I'm not going to do the top section of it because there's no shadow at the top, just at the bottom. The reference to the light is coming from the left hand direction, so the shadow is going to come from this side. And now I just want to do a bit of brown shadow just on the bottom of these. Just got my brown copic here. Okay, just like so. I do a little bit darker. I might try a different brown. How does this one come out? Like, nah, not this brown. Try this one, so it looks a little darker. There we go, it's better. I'm not doing a completely smooth surface, so I'm doing a few lines across it to show a bit more of a rugged edge. So, maybe let's do a lighter colour, maybe a bit of yellow. I have no idea in my head what I want this car to look like, but other than that, Not too sure. We'll see what it looks like at the end. So, I don't like to plan stuff too much. I'd rather just see what happens and just know that I want to do this and I want to apply shadows and light here. But yeah. Okay. Not sure that I like the yellow, but let's add a bit of orange in there. This is a 60 GSM thin, like A3 printer paper. So it's very thin paper, so these bleed very well. The only downside to that is that the fact that you've got to be very careful when applying these copics, just because you can bleed through anything. Okay, it's gonna be a nice good texture there. Now I might just do a little bit of red. I want this whole card to be kind of reddish, but I applying these different darker tones of browns and stuff beforehand, it gives me like a nice rugged, rusty kind of texture. Find that dark shadow at the bottom. Now I did notice that this initial spike here was on the drawing, but I didn't actually take into consideration where it was in the location of the car. So this spike was just below this headlight, this third one, just a little bit across. So in taking that into consideration, I'm going to add another spike onto the actual car, which is in a similar location on this side, just to make it equal throughout the car. It's coming up at that angle, and from that angle we'll just bring that down here. Yep, that's important. Okay, now I think this is dried up a little bit, so now it's dried up a little bit, I might actually apply a bit of colour, more colour to it. Let's just try with the yellow, see how this looks. Just give a yellow kind of haze over the top of it. Like so. Maybe I can make these a little bit darker. So instead of doing black lines, just do a few with grey. see this spike here is just below this one, so I wanted to pull this one up. So doing the haze on there. Maybe let's add a little bit of red pencil as well. We'll be very, very careful with this section here because it's actually got to the point where the copics have melted almost the paper, so it's almost run right through. So what's this good for is that you've used the copics beforehand just to give a sort of like a surface, like underground texture with it all, a variety of different colours and how they blend together, and then you can use the pencils on top of that to bring it all together on a single surface, so it all becomes like a really red tint on top of it. Just being careful not to damage the paper too much. Applied a line there just to show the bottom of the edge of the car. And I've left a gap there just where the spikes can come along. Okay, let's just do the same process with the rest of the spikes. It's good to actually probably do all the spikes all together at once so you don't mess up the process of the construction of the rest of them, but if you can remember the pattern in which you actually created them in the first place, you'll be fine. Okay, now I just want to smother the front surface. Now that the spikes are all done, looking nice, I might tweak it a little bit with a pencil crayon here and there, just while I'll go along, because sometimes you don't notice things straight away. Speaking of noticing things straight away, darken up these edges just a little bit. Okay, I'm just doing a rough line just going across first, which will be the like a spike housing. Okay, I might just do like a rough grill at the bottom of the bumper here. This comes from the bottom edge of this headlamp. Now we'll do a little bit of surface texture on it. This pen's sort of run out, but it's actually finding quite a good effect for this. This is a 0.5 graphics pen. And do the same just for this edge. Just remember, this edge is very, very dark, just because this is behind the spikes. Might even go in and make this a little bit darker. That'll be for later. Okay, just doing a black grill just here. Okay, let's go with a bit more brown with that. Okay, so I've added a little bit of brown in there. Now what I make out of is like a rusty metal kind of surface. So just by applying the different kind of browns, emphasizes just different rust patterns. But also taking into consideration of the darker areas, which is going to be behind these spikes here. Let's just add a bit of light green there. And really go for all the other copics that you have in there and off the fine line pen, just to really blend it all in. Remember, don't go too so much, just because you don't want the paper to actually just fall to bits. Keep these surface edges flat. Okay, now just for a little bit of detail, just gonna add a little bit of these are just some fine liner pens, the Stilabio 0.888. So just notice this black line here, so I just want to smooth out and make a much more gradual transition. But just to put a bit of brown on here. Now this used to be a red cast, what is it? A bit of red tinge here and there. Okay, now let's make a few places a bit more darker with the grey copic. I really want to pull this behind because I know this one is underneath. So let's just do a little bit of black just on here. I'll really pull it down. But I think this has got a nice texture going on here. The paper is almost melting because I put so much thick copic on it. It's looking good. Now just doing a bit of brown just on this corner strip here. I'll leave it there, guys. This has been the front of the smoke claw, the spikes and everything, that have a rusty effect. Thanks for watching.